Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Well, it's Kentucky Derby week, and it's a little odd for me because it's the first year, and I think 8 or 9 that I haven't been there. But dear friend to the show and personal friend, Hall of Fame trainer Mark Casse, is joining us by phone to get us up to date on how Enforceable is doing. Mark, it's lovely to have you back on the show. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
So last year we thought it was pretty crazy. 2019 sort of went down in history as about the weirdest Derby I thought I'd ever seen, certainly. This year's looking a little bit weirder still. But I'm glad you're there, and I'm glad you've got a horse that's certainly in the running.
Well, yes, it's 2020. It's been crazy, that's for sure. And I'm just grateful that they're actually going to have a Kentucky Derby in 2020.
Me too. Me too. I'm with you. So talk a little bit about Enforceable. He's a tappet, but he doesn't really have a tappet personality. He's a very good boy, especially compared to Classic Empire, who was a bit difficult at times. Talk a little bit about how he's training and you know, some of the things that you can tell us about him.
Well, Enforceable has an impeccable pedigree. He's a full brother to Mohamian. He's also a half brother to New Year's Day, the sire of Maximum Security. So he has a great pedigree. It's a pedigree that says a mile and a quarter should be no problem. And you're right. For a tappet, he's well behaved. We schooled him. To. The interesting thing is, had we ran the first Saturday in May, I don't believe I know he wouldn't be. Enforceable would not have been in the Kentucky Derby. He came out of his last race, the Louisiana Derby, tired and kind of beat up, and we brought him home to Ocala, to our training center, and it took him a couple months to get over that. When he first got there, we weighed him, and he weighed, I think, 960 pounds.
Pretty light, yeah.
Yeah, very light. He now weighs somewhere around 1,100 pounds. So the months off really helped him, and it helped him get bigger and stronger. And I think that he's probably the best he's ever been right now. Where that's going to fit in, I'm not sure. We have a very talented horse, and 'tis the law.
Mm-hmm,
but
certainly.
As anybody that's watched the Kentucky Derby as many times as you and I have, will tell you that anything's possible, and you need some luck, and not bad luck.
That's right. Talk a little bit about his training schedule. I know that he's gone quite a bit of time between races before, and certainly with that, you know, desire to get weight back on him and rest him and all of that, it's probably not a bad thing. But how have you changed up the training schedule to kind of make up for not racing for, you know, several months in between, or a couple of months at least?
Well, we decided, you know, we ran in the bluegrass off 4-month layoff. And I thought he would maybe be about 85%. And I just needed him to run well enough to get a race into him and also pick up some points. At the time, I thought the points could be important. As it turns out, it isn't. So that was good. And then we had to make a decision. Do we go off a 2-month layoff and run off 2 months layoff, or run him again? My concern was that he would get too light if we ran him, say, 30 days after his last start, and then another 30 days. So what I decided to do was, I call it my Bob Baffert. I Bob Baffert, and that is that I really tightened up his training. Mm-hmm. I trained him much harder than I normally do, knowing that, you know, we had to be at our very best come first Saturday in September. So to answer your question, yes, I did change the way I trained him. I put some harder, stronger breezes in him than I normally do most horses.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad he's doing so well. What about the no spectators? How do you think that's going to, we've got more mature horses than we would have had obviously in May, which is sort of on their side. The spectators are normally quite a spectacle at the Kentucky Derby and quite noisy and loud. I think these horses are all going to be probably a lot more relaxed and a lot more mature than they would have been.
Yeah, absolutely. The good news is I'll probably get to see the Kentucky Derby better than I've seen it in years. There won't be 170,000 people in my way. So that's the good news. And we're going, it's just Tina and I, my wife and I, and no family members, nothing. So, yeah, it's going to be probably, well, we're definitely going to see more. Normally we watch the race in the paddock, just up on a big screen. We may actually watch it live this time.
Yeah, you really might have the best seat in the house for this one. I'm sort of a little envious.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll have my fascinator on and be cheering you on from Ocala.
And I can tell you this, if we win, you'll see us cheer just like there are 170,000 people there. It won't matter.
I know. Well, so now you're Hall of Fame in Canada, won their Triple Crown. You're a Hall of Fame trainer in America. You've won 2 legs out of 3. If you're going to win this one, you may as well probably win it in the most historical year ever and the strangest one for sure.
I don't really, honestly, Louisa, I don't care what year I win it, as long as we win it.
It's true. You certainly deserve it. You've worked hard, and I always tell everybody I love the Casse team because I love the way they take care of their horses. I love the true devotion that all your staff and you obviously have to the horses. It's very clear and in their care and everything. I've been in the barn so many times, even like surprise visits, and everything there is just perfect for those horses and just a wonderful environment. So we love what you do for racing.
Well, thank you. And we're very fortunate. We have a great team that's been with, many of them have been with us over 25 years. So it would be nice to win the Kentucky Derby for them as well. Everybody will be watching, and we just hopefully we have some luck.
Yes, absolutely. One more quick question, Mark. How is War of Will?
War of Will is super duper. The plan is to run him in the Woodbine Mile in a couple weeks, and then with a good performance there, the Breeders' Cup, and then that'll probably be it for him. The plan is for him to go to Claiborne after that.
Wonderful. Well, that'll be a fantastic place to visit him too. Mark, I want to thank you so much for taking the time always to talk to us. I want to wish you the absolute very best for a wonderful, safe trip. And we certainly hope to see our Ocala Mark Casse in the winner's circle for the Derby this year.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. And we'll take all the good luck we can get.
Absolutely. Take care and be safe, Mark.
Thank you. Bye.
Mark Casse, our Hall of Fame trainer here in Ocala. We love him and his team, and we certainly hope to see them get the big win. We'll be back with more on the Horse Talk Show presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital. Stay with us, and we're going to keep talking Derby to you.